Welcome to ADI TV. So I want to demonstrate the Mesh tool. It can be a really good tool for being able to create a kind of shape or object that has multiple colours to give maybe a pseudo perspective or make it look 3D. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the ellipse tool, and I'm going to create it about so big. So I'm going to be creating something that looks like a bit like a Smartie. Let's choose a red. Okay, that's fine. I don't need a stroke in this instance. I'm going to just turn that off. Now, how the mesh tool works is it divides the object up into different areas, and you do that by placing a grid over the object. And the key to this is to keep it simple. Don't add too many points. So I'm just going to add one here, another one probably there, another one there, and then finally another one there. So I've got my grid. Now, the beauty of this is that each of these anchor points I can individually warp or choose a different colour so that I can give my mesh essentially graduate or gradiate between the 2 points. So for instance, if I grab my lasso tool and I'm just going to grab a number of these points, and I'm going to create the drop shadow with these points. So with selecting those points, I'm going to make sure that the fill is actually on top, and I'm going to choose essentially a slightly darker red. Okay, so if I deselect that, you can start to see a bit of a drop shadow. Now there's a bit of a problem there, so let's select that and let's zoom into this. And I'm just going to grab those points there. Grab my eyedropper tool. Okay. So, okay, let's get in there. Might be that I have to reduce some of these points. So, okay, there's a little bit of something there, but we can kind of fiddle around with that later maybe. If I select it again, maybe add a highlight. So this time if I select just a couple, and this time go for a lighter red. Really starting to get a kind of 3D feel to the object. You could go completely wacky with this and select multiple points. Maybe add a green for those. If I zoom into it again, you can see that it's actually got handles that you can actually modify the way the colour works. So if you're doing something that's more intricate, you can actually painstakingly work this out to get a really kind of interesting look. Let's just undo those again. So back to our kind of Smartie look. Yeah, so I find it's a really useful tool in small doses, and can be really good to add a pseudo three-dimensional look to some of your images. The School of Arts and Digital Industries at the University of East London.